boom, it just got real after weeks of chaos, viral videos, and public meltdowns. Chrisean Rock has been officially summoned to court, not for an appearance, not for a statement, but for a full-blown custody showdown that could determine the fate of her baby forever. The court papers leaked the date set. The charges, more serious than anyone expected. According to insider sources, this isn't just about a bottle. It's about months of documentation, secret reports, and emotional instability that's been quietly building behind the scenes. And now, the state is stepping in, lawyers are circling, and Chrisean's entire past, present, and future could be put under a microscope for the world to see. Even more shocking, Blueface has reportedly been added to the case, but not in the way fans expected. And if what insiders are whispering is true, this court hearing could end not just with Chrisean losing her child, but losing everything. For months, the world watched Chrisean Rock spiral. From viral tantrums and public outbursts to unfiltered IG lives where her mental state was clearly unraveling, everyone saw the cracks. But no one expected the system to finally step in. Now, it's confirmed. The state of California has summoned Chrisean to family court over the custody of her infant son. And make no mistake, this isn't a warning. This is the start of a legal battle that could strip her of everything. But how did we get here? Rewind, because the signs were everywhere. From baby joy to baby drama when Chrisean first announced her pregnancy, the internet exploded. Fans hoped motherhood would change her, heal her, ground her. Instead, the pregnancy became a front row seat to chaos. Online fights with Blueface, physical altercations while visibly pregnant Tige, rants saying she didn't want to be a mom alone, even in the delivery room. Things were messy. Blueface wasn't there. She live-streamed portions of labor, and the entire experience felt less like a birth and more like a broadcast. The first warning signs shortly after the baby was born. Disturbing patterns started to emerge. Clips showed her holding the baby improperly. She was seen partying just days after giving birth. And most alarmingly, she often went live while the baby was crying in the background, but fans still defended her. She's trying her best. She just needs support. Blueface isn't helping either. Still, whispers grew louder behind the scenes. CPS was already watching. Multiple reports filed, but never made public. Insider sources now confirm there were 3 separate Child Protective Services reports filed in the baby's first 4 months. Noise complaints from neighbors during late-night parties. A nurse's wellness visit report noting lack of baby safe sleeping arrangements. Say hospital referral questioning. Chrisean's emotional state post-partum time. CPS allegedly followed up with informal check-ins. But then, the viral alcohol bottle video surfaced. And that changed everything. It's the clip that broke the internet and triggered the state in that now infamous clip. Chrisean is seen jokingly offering a bottle to her baby, allegedly containing alcohol. She laughs. People around her cheer her on. But the baby, it's right there. The video went viral within hours. CPS moved immediately. They launched an emergency review, and within days temporarily removed the child from her care. But that was just the beginning. Why she's really being called to court this isn't just about one video or bad parenting choices. According to the leaked court summons, Ms. Malone is to appear on allegations of sustained emotional instability, ongoing negligence, and unsafe household conditions, including repeated exposure of the minor child to harmful environments. Translation: they're not just saying she made one mistake. They're saying this is a pattern, a dangerous one. The court is asking, is she fit to parent? Is the child in danger? And most importantly, is there a safer alternative? Enter Blueface. Blueface's role now front and center. First, he wanted nothing to do with the baby. Then he publicly denied paternity. Then he demanded a DNA test. But now, he's stepping in. It's a potential custodian. Insiders say Bluefaces. Team has filed a petition to seek emergency temporary custody if the court removes Chrisean's parental rights. And the court is considering it. That's right. The man who once mocked her on IG is now being positioned as the more stable parent. Why this hearing could destroy her this upcoming court date isn't just about custody, it's about credibility. The court has the power to remove Chrisean's custody, permanently order supervised visitation only, mandate parenting classes, mental health evaluations, or even inpatient treatment, and worst case, suspend all contact entirely if she loses this battle. She won't just lose her child, she'll lose her platform, her deals, her identity as a mother, and Blueface could end up raising their child without her. The date is set, the legal teams are ready, and Chrisean Rock. She's walking into the most high-stakes room of her life. Not a stage, not a studio, not a live stream. A courtroom, and sitting just feet away from her. Blueface, but this isn't about co-parenting. This is war. Blueface playing victim or strategic genius. Blueface arrives with a smirk. His legal team is armed with documents, screenshots, and affidavits. He's not just there to observe, he's there to win custody. But what nobody expected, he came with witnesses. People from Chrisean's past. People who once partied with her. People who once enabled her. Now, they're testifying against her. First bombshell witness. Former assistant speaks out. Tentor, Malaya, Chrisean's former assistant. Her statement stuns the courtroom. I worked with Chrisean for 6 months after the baby was born. She loved her son, but she wasn't present. She left him with strangers. She'd forget feedings. Some nights I stayed over just to make sure the baby got changed. Gasps. Chrisean's face, stone cold, but the pain in her eyes says everything. I wanted to help, Malaya adds, but I couldn't be the only one trying. Then leaked texts hit the screen. Blueface's lawyer presents text messages between Chrisean and her friend group, taken from a subpoenaed phone backup. In one of them, she writes, I can't do this S*****. This baby don't even know I'm his mom. I just want to disappear. Another, I wish I could just sleep forever. And the most damning one, if CPS came tomorrow, I wouldn't even fight it. The courtroom goes dead silent. The judge stares. Chrisean doesn't blink. But her attorney rises. Those texts reflect a woman suffering from postpartum depression, not negligence. The room shifts. Now it's no longer just a custody case. It's a psychological battlefield. First twist. Blueface's hidden motive. Just as things seem locked in his favor, boom, Chrisean's legal team drops a counter-declaration, and it's devastating. They present financial records, social media screenshots, and leaked DMs suggesting that Blueface's motive for taking custody, money, brand deals, public redemption. Her lawyer states, this man mocked the child's existence. He denied paternity, exploited Chrisean's mental health online for clout. And now, suddenly, he's a savior. But the real kicker, a contract between Blueface and a production company titled Raising Babyface, The Road to Redemption, a docu-series pitch. Filed 2 weeks after CPS took the baby. Boom! The courtroom erupts. All eyes on Chris, and everyone turns to Chrisean. She hasn't cried. She hasn't spoken. But her hands are shaking. Suddenly she whispers to her attorney. He nods, and just like that, she takes the stand. Chrisean speaks and breaks. The internet, her voice cracks, but she doesn't hold back. I didn't grow up knowing how to be a mother. I didn't have anyone to teach me. I'm not perfect, but I love my son more than anything. She pauses. I begged for help. I was drowning, and people around me recorded it, sold it, even celebrated it. She looks directly at Blueface. You said I folded, but I carried that baby alone. While you laughed, while you live-streamed my breakdowns. And now you want to play hero. The judge leans in. Miss Malone, are you saying you were manipulated? I'm saying I was destroyed. For entertainment. The court adjourns, but not before one final bombshell, just before the judge ends the session. A court officer walks in with a sealed file. It's marked "Third-Party Intervention Urgent." The judge opens it, reads, looks up. Will be reconvening this hearing in 72 hours due to newly submitted evidence from a third party previously uninvolved, who the court won't say. But leaks outside the courtroom already hint at one name, Keks, the same friend who allegedly leaked the bottle video. She's coming forward, and no one knows why. She wasn't supposed to be there. She wasn't subpoenaed. She wasn't on the list. But somehow, Keks, the woman behind the viral alcohol video, the friend who claimed she was only capturing the truth, just walked into court voluntarily, and what she had to say crushed everything we thought we knew. The courtroom freezes as Keks takes. The stand gasps echo through the room as Keks is sworn in. Even Chrisean looks stunned, her jaw tight, hands clenched. Keks adjusts the mic. Her voice trembles, then steadies. I never meant for any of this to happen. I was just trying to help her. But I was also angry. And yeah, I recorded that clip. But I didn't do it out of concern. I did it out of revenge. Dead silence. The truth behind the viral video, Keks lays it all out. We got into a fight that day. She called me fake, told me to leave. So I stayed quiet, pulled out my phone and waited. She wasn't drunk. She wasn't even trying to hurt her baby. She was just overwhelmed. That bottle was mostly juice. I saw her pour it. But I edited the clip to make it look worse, because I knew the blogs would eat it up. The room erupts. Even the judge leans forward. Are you saying you manipulated the footage intentionally to make Chrisean look unfit? Keisha, eyes watery, nods. I ruined her. I thought I was getting even, okay? But I didn't realize what it would do to the baby. The DMs that back it up. Chrisean's lawyer immediately presents screenshots. DMs between my said my's between my said my's between Keks and a known gossip page. I got something hot. $5K and it's yours. Trust me. This one will break the internet. The file she sent. The alcohol clip. A media hit job sold for clout. Packaged as concern. Judge's reaction. Stunned. The courtroom is reeling. The judge turns to Bluefaces' attorney. Was your client aware this video was doctored? No answer. Then too. Chrisean, Miss Malone, are you willing to undergo a psychological evaluation as part of your counterclaim? Chrisean nods, eyes locked on Keks the entire time. Public backlash. Keks canceled overnight the moment Keks' testimony hits the blogs. Social media explodes. #KEKE is the problem. #Justice for Chris. EAN #revenge is not concerned. TikTok users post. Duets analyzing her tone. Twitter runs wild with threads exposing other shady behavior from her past. Instagram accounts that once reposted the original clip now issuing apologies. Celebs react. I am media. TLY Cardi B tweets. So you sold her breakdown for a bag. That's evil. Summer Walker goes on live. That video could have ended her. This ain't just messy. This is criminal. Even Taraji P. Henson posts, y'all watching a young black mother get crucified while the real villains are filming her pain. Final reveal. Who tipped off the court? Just when it couldn't get crazier, a court clerk leaks a document. Keks didn't come forward on her own. Someone tipped off the court. Someone from inside Bluefaces' camp. The theory. They wanted to expose the manipulation before Chrisean's legal team could use it against them, but it backfired spectacularly, because now Keks' testimony has validated Chrisean's entire emotional breakdown. The internet turns hard. For the first time, the court of public opinion swerves back toward Chrisean. She didn't fake the breakdown. She was baited into it. They wanted her to crash. They needed the content. This is bigger than bad parenting. This is mental health, trauma, and betrayal. Even parenting experts chime in. You cannot judge a mother based on a clip created to hurt her. The judge postpones the verdict. With one final order, the court session ends in total suspense. The judge announces, due to newly surfaced testimony and evidence, the court will delay any ruling on custody until the results of Chrisean Malone's psychological evaluation are submitted. The hearing will reconvene in 10 days. But that's not all. The judge also states, we will also review potential legal consequences for any party found to have deliberately manipulated media for personal gain during an active custody matter. Keks might be facing charges. Blueface might lose credibility. And Chrisean, she might be stepping into a full-blown redemption arc. The second Keks admitted to staging the viral clip. Social media didn't just react, it detonated. Within hours, hashtag Justice for Chris, EAN. Hit #1 trending worldwide. Hashtag KK set her up. Flooded TikTok with over 47 million views. Fan edits, think pieces, and Twitter threads began popping up like wildfire. People who once mocked Chrisean now crying in comments. One user wrote, I judged her. I shared that video. Now I see the setup and I feel sick. Another, we all watched her drown for likes. We're all guilty. Guilty. Celebs take sides again this time. The silence is gone. And so is the fence sitting. Team Chrisean now louder than ever. Cardi B reposts courtroom up footage with the caption, she was never the villain. I'll just love pain. That's not yours. Megan Good goes live. She didn't need cancellation. She needed counseling. Zendaya, known for rarely commenting, reposts a clip from the courtroom and simply writes, protect Black women, even the broken ones, neutral or holding back. Bluefaces camp. Crickets. No response to Keks' testimony. No apology. Just deleted tweets and no comment. DMS. Entertainment industry caught in the fire. Now the heat is burning. Into the business world. Several networks that rejected Chrisean's offers post-scandal now reportedly scrambling to reopen negotiations. Insider leaks from a cable network executives say, we might have pulled the plug too early. If this flips the way it's looking, she's about to have the greatest comeback arc of the decade. Streaming platforms are already fighting for rights to the story. Netflix interested. Hulu reportedly making calls. Zeus begging her to return. A major producer leaked, if she's willing, will greenlight a docuseries starting tomorrow. This story is bigger than reality TV now's, about resilience, mental health, and justice. Fan divide still runs deep despite the rising wave of support. Not everyone's convinced. Some argue, yes, she was set up. But there were still real issues with her parenting. That doesn't disappear. Others worry that this sympathy wave might be too late. The baby's already been traumatized. CPS doesn't reverse things overnight, but the loudest voice right now, give her the support system she never had. And watch her rise. Moms, advocates, and experts are weighing in. The parenting world is buzzing. At POSTPARTUM Proud, a major Instagram mental health advocate posted, this is exactly what happens when we ignore maternal mental health. Chrisean isn't an outlier. She's the symptom of a broken system. Dr. Stacy Kim, a licensed trauma therapist, appeared on a news panel. We have a woman with unresolved trauma, likely postpartum depression, and a toxic co-parent dynamic all unfolding in front of millions. Instead of intervening, society capitalized on her collapse. The clip went viral with over 9.4 million views in 24 hours. What happens next? The judge hasn't ruled yet. The custody decision is still hanging in limbo. But now, with Keks' confession and Chrisean agreeing to a full psych eval, the tide may finally be turning. Rumors say Chrisean may be granted supervised visitation. Next week, Blueface could be asked to undergo a mental health evaluation too, and Keks might face criminal charges for false representation during an active CPS investigation. But the biggest news? Chrisean's legal team is preparing to sue Keks for defamation and damages. Final mood check? The world is no longer laughing. It's listening, it's watching, and maybe, just maybe, it's ready to forgive. But forgiveness comes with fire, because now all eyes are on what she does next, just as things seem to be leaning in Chrisean's favor. The door opened again. This time, it wasn't Keks. It wasn't Blueface. It wasn't even the lawyers. It was someone no one expected. Someone who had stayed silent through everything. It's Chrisean's own sister. Family betrayal or tough love. The courtroom went ice cold when the judge announced, "The court will now hear a sworn statement from a previously undisclosed witness. Ms. Latasha Malone, sibling of Ms. Chrisean Rock Malone." Latasha Malone, Chrisean's older sister, estranged for nearly a year. The same sister who was pushed out of Chrisean's inner circle after a fight went viral during her pregnancy. Nobody knew she'd show up. Least of all, Chrisean, who whispered under her breath, "She really came for me like this." The statement that changed the energy, Latasha didn't take the stand. She had her words submitted via formal declaration. But once the clerk started reading it aloud, the room tensed like a ticking bomb. "I love my sister. I always have. But love means telling the truth. I've seen her spiral. I've begged her to get help. I've seen her disappear for days, leaving the baby with people who didn't know his schedule. She told me once that she didn't want to be a mom, that she felt trapped, that she didn't trust herself. I'm not here to hurt her. I'm here to protect the child." Gasps echoed. The judge asked for silence, and then the most shocking line came. If Chrisean wants a future with her son, she needs to lose everything else first. The chaos, the cameras, the fake friends, or she will never be safe again. Chrisean's breakdown caught on camera. This wasn't the courtroom anymore. This was an emotional ambush. Chrisean buried her face in her hands. "My own sister. After everything. After mom left. After dad left you too." The judge tried to move forward, but Chrisean interrupted. "She never called me. Never helped me. Now she'll want to talk like she'll care." But the damage was done, not just to her, to her entire defense, because now the court had a blood relative confirming instability, and no one saw it coming. Internet reacts, support shakes. But doesn't fall in line, fans were conflicted again. Some said, the sister's not lying. This could save Chrisean. Sometimes family has to speak the hard truth. Others defended her. Nah, that was betrayal. You don't show up in court after ghosting someone for a year. You don't protect a baby by throwing the mom to the wolves. Even celebrities backed Chrisean. Taraji P. Henson tweeted, "Family betrayal hits harder than fame ever will. She doesn't need to be punished. She needs to be rebuilt." The judge's final words. For now, as the gavel echoed, the judge announced, "The court will review all new evidence. Final ruling on custody will be issued at the next hearing. Until then, supervised visitation remains in place." Then, one final bomb. A family intervention team has been appointed. They will interview all involved relatives, including Ms. Latasha Malone and Mr. Jonathan Jamal Porter. Blueface cliffhanger. One more leak is coming. As everyone left the courtroom, an insider leaked a message. There's another video. One no one's seen yet. If it drops before the final ruling, everything could flip again. No one knows what's in the clip. No one knows who has it. But one thing's for sure, this story isn't over. It's just entering its most dangerous chapter yet. You heard it. You saw it. Now the question is, where do you stand? Chrisean Rock just faced the court. Her critics and her own blood Anne still stood her ground. She was ambushed, betrayed, broken, and exposed. Yet somehow, she's still standing. But is it enough? Let's be real. Is Chrisean truly ready to be a mother again? Should Blueface even be in the conversation after what he's done? And did her sister come to save her or end her? We want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Who should have full custody of the baby right now? Was QK the real villain, or was Latasha's courtroom ambush even worse? And what do you think is on that final unseen video waiting to leak? Sound off below. Hold nothing back. Like this video if you believe Chrisean deserves a second chance. Hit subscribe so you don't miss what happens when that final video drops. And turn on notifications, because when the next bombshell hits, you'll want to be here first. This isn't just drama. This is a digital war over motherhood, manipulation, and survival, and this courtroom story isn't finished. It's only just begun.